Hello folks. In the last few videos, we have talked about cloud services. We have seen how many different type of cloud services are provided, how to create your AWS account, and how to work with that. We have even seen that how to launch a virtual machine on the cloud. Now today, our focus is more on the data services that are provided by cloud. Even within data services, we will be concentrating ourselves on mostly the most basic service which is there for data storage, which is called AWS S3. The full form of S3 is Simple Storage Service. Now S3 is the most fundamental service provided by AWS for storing your data. Before we go inside S3, let me talk to you in terms of the importance of data services on cloud. When I talk to people who are new to cloud and I ask them what do you understand by cloud, normally their reply is that cloud is some storage space where you can upload your file, where you can upload your data and you can access it from anywhere. Now we understand that cloud is much more than that, but this reply somehow tells you that data services or in fact data storage services are one of the most fundamental part of any cloud. Because even general people, when they start using cloud, they start using cloud in this way only. You have Google Drive, you have got Dropbox, you have got other cloud storage mechanism where you upload your files, upload your pictures, upload your videos, and then access it from anywhere. For example, talk about Dropbox. Everybody uses Dropbox to upload your files, images, etc. Now, Dropbox itself uses AWS S3 only in the backend. So, when the founder of Dropbox started this service, he basically created AWS S3 in the backend. He provided you a good user interface. He enabled users to create an account on Dropbox. But the basic backend which is there, where actually your files are going, that was AWS S3. So when you use Dropbox, your files are actually going to Amazon's data center. Now this has changed now though. Dropbox has moved to its own data center, but this is how it has been from the starting of Dropbox to a few years back. So data services and especially AWS S3 is one service which anyone, if they are using cloud service, they must be using this service as well. So now when we know the utility of AWS S3, let's understand from a technical perspective that how to create S3 services, how to configure it, and how to access it. So if you log into your AWS account and open the dashboard, under AWS services, you will find that here is the storage services, which include S3, EFS, Glacier, storage gateways, etc. So this is where you click when you want to use S3 service. So before we go into S3, let me discuss about some of the features of S3. So S3 in its simplest form is basically an AWS service which you use to store your files. So in technical terms, it is called object-based storage. Each individual file is called here object. So whenever from here on, if I use word object, what I mean is files that you are uploading on S3. When you upload your data in terms of files, as soon as it goes to S3, S3 replicates its data on multiple devices and multiple facilities. So that if one of the facilities or one of the data center or one of the hard disk on which your data is placed gets corrupt or gets destroyed, you have got multiple other locations from where you can retrieve the data. The file size of S3 can vary from 0 bytes to 5 terabytes. Remember, I am talking about the size of an individual file. So you cannot upload a file which has more than 5 terabytes in size, which is actually not practical as well. Having said that, there is no limit on the storage. So if you have got an AWS account and if you are using S3 service, then you don't need to worry about that how big your data is. AWS says that whatever data you have, you can just upload it here and you don't even need to tell or allocate the storage in advance. So again, in technical jargon, this is called scalable solution. So S3 is truly scalable. That means you don't have to worry about size of the data. You though have to worry about the prices. So the more data you upload on S3, of course you will be charged more. Now files are stored basically in a bucket. So bucket is basically a logical grouping of your files. You cannot upload your files without using a bucket. You first have to create a bucket, and then within bucket, you can upload files or you can upload folders. So the hierarchy is, you have an account. Within the account, you have to create S3 buckets. Within bucket, you have to upload your files. So to upload your files, you can use put operation or you can use user interface directly to upload your files like you do on Google Drive or on Dropbox. So at max, you can have 100 buckets on one account. If you have to increase this limit, then you might have to contact AWS support directly. Having said that, there is no limit on the size of a bucket. You can have petabytes of data on just one bucket. So you can ask that why then we use another bucket? Maybe to make the things more organized. So if you are using, suppose there are 3 teams, you can create one bucket for each team and each team will work with only their bucket. You can control access to bucket. This we'll see going forward. So ultimately buckets are how you manage and how you group things and how you can apply access control over your bucket. Now as we discussed, there is no limit on the size of the bucket itself, but the size of the file is limited up to 5 terabyte only. If you got bigger file, then you have to break your file into multiple parts so that each part is less than 5 terabyte. If you are uploading your object or file using programmatical actions like put operation, etc., then each put operation at one time can upload just 5 GB of data, which is again huge. But for a file which has say 1 terabyte in size, you need to have multiple put operations and the parts would be assembled on S3. Now while creating a bucket, you need to take care of few things. First of all, the name of the bucket has to be globally unique. Other than other constants that we have, we'll see that when we'll go and create a bucket. The most important thing is its name has to be unique. And why this restriction? Because buckets can be accessed by using HTTP URL, which looks something like this. So as you can see, since URL has to be unique, so your bucket name also has to be unique. So when you upload a file on S3 programmatically, you get HTTP response code 200 in return, which says that it has been uploaded. So basically, S3 provides IT developers and teams a secure, a highly scalable, and a durable solution. It gives you a proper graphical user interface to manage your files and a simple web service interface to access it from anywhere in the world. So if you talk about the features of S3, as we said, it provides you durable, highly available, and scalable option. Now S3 provides you tiered storage. What is tiered storage? So you understand that in enterprises, the data can be of various types. Different type of data has different use case and different access pattern. For example, your file can be just the code, it could be a design document, or it could be log file. Data also may differ based on how important it is. Do you want to save it on any cost? Or in case of any failure, you can reproduce the data. So you don't give much importance to actually keeping the data at any cost. So for different type of data, you have got different storage class. That's what we are referring here as a tiered storage. We'll see what those storage class in the next few minutes. For moving your data from one storage class to another storage class, there is an automated way which we call lifecycle management. So suppose you have got something like keep my data in a particular storage class, but then as the time goes, you can move it into another storage class which has different price mechanism and which has different access pattern, and finally after some time you can delete the data. So you can make lifecycle management rules which automatically moves your data from one storage class to another storage class and can even eventually delete if you configure it so. Now think about a design document. Now a design document may have to be changed as you go along. So in that case, you might want to save the past data as well. So technically what you mean is you want to version control it. Now S3 gives you a very simple feature like versioning, which means you can have the same file of different versions on your S3. You can secure your data on S3 by using various kind of encryption mechanisms. Other than encryption also, you have got multiple ways to secure your data, for example, access control mechanism and bucket policies. So as we go along, we'll talk about multiple features and properties of S3 as we go along. So after this quick overview about S3 and its feature, we'll talk about it in more detail in next few videos. See you soon in the next video.